I've been accused of being an Etsy loyalist in the past. And yeah, I love Etsy, but it doesn't mean that I'm not willing to call out BS when I see it. And this new buyer protection program is pretty BS. For those who are new here, my name is Starla 𝔸𝕚𝕝, founder of the Handmade Alpha Academy for Etsy sellers and manager at eRank.com, Etsy's most popular SEO tool. And as of August 1st, Etsy has put their all-new buyer protection program into effect, which is designed to help both the buyer and seller in the event that an outgoing order is lost or damaged in the mail. Cool, that sounds great. I even made this reel about it when the program was first announced, and clearly, I was excited at the time. But that's before I started reading the fine print, as well as the horror stories that are already popping up about some major flaws in the program. Before we dive into the details, I just want to take a moment to give a quick shout out to this week's featured shop. Thanks so much for your love and support. If you'd like to submit for your own shout out, tag Handmade Alphas in a photo or screenshot of yourself watching this video, either in your Instagram feed or Instagram stories. Before we begin dissecting the flaws of the program, let's go ahead and read how Etsy introduced it back on June 6th. Today, we're excited to announce one of our investments, a new program that gives more support to sellers who are already providing a great experience for their customers. Etsy Purchase Protection. Okay, cool. Support for sellers sounds great. With this new program, for qualifying orders up to $250 US or the equivalent of your local currency, including postage and taxes, Etsy will refund buyers and you'll keep your earnings if a buyer never received their package, for example, it was lost in transit, their item arrived damaged for the first instance per calendar year. Heck yeah, sounds great! Starting on August 1st, all sellers will be eligible for Etsy's Purchase Protection Program. For an order to be eligible for Etsy's Purchase Protection Program, it must have valid tracking information and/or have been dispatched using a postage label purchased on Etsy, have an estimated delivery date, be dispatched on time within your processing times, be packaged carefully before dispatch, use accurate photos and descriptions within the item listing. So all in all, this sounded great, and there's a lot more information on that page, which I'll have linked down below for you if you want to read through it. And there are also pages that outline the program for both the buyer and the seller, which will be linked down below as well. The screwy part comes in on Etsy's case policy page, where they outline the process of opening a case. On this page, Etsy states that sellers are expected to regularly respond to messages, including help with order messages from buyers. If a buyer has reached out to the seller by selecting Help with Order within the Purchases and Reviews section of their account and hasn't heard back within 48 hours, or if the seller is unable to resolve the issue within 48 hours, buyers can open what's known as a case. With Etsy's case system, a buyer alerts Etsy that there is an issue with their order that they were unable to resolve with the seller within 48 hours, and Etsy will assist in the resolution of the case between the buyer and seller. This may include, but is not limited to, automatically closing the case and issuing a refund, or reviewing the case further to help both parties work together to resolve the issue. If a buyer has reached out to the seller and hasn't heard back within 48 hours, or if the seller is unable to resolve the issue within 48 hours, buyers can open a case. As one of our alphas pointed out, if a buyer messages me on Friday evening, I can't reach the post office till Monday, which would be well over the 48 hours. I can't solve the problem on the weekend. She then sent an email to Etsy requesting clarification on the 48-hour window, as well as a request for leniency when it comes to weekends and holidays. Basically, Etsy told her that it doesn't matter. 48 hours, no matter what. Weekends, holidays, vacation mode, it doesn't matter. We're expected to resolve the issue. And obviously, this is really bad. But would you believe me if I said that it actually gets worse? Another alpha posted on our community on August 2nd, stating that I had a buyer message me on Friday late evening that their order hadn't arrived, then opened a case on Sunday, and Etsy refunded them on the same day, only 5 minutes after the case was opened, giving me literally no time to react at all since, yes, sometimes I actually take a weekend off. She then returned to the post a few hours later to provide this update. The customer reported back to me stating that she didn't even ask for a refund and was also confused that it was already refunded. Also, there is no case in my cases under Shop Manager, neither open nor closed or anything, but I definitely have an email about an open case. And then she returned to the post one more time to provide this final update. Check the times in my emails again. The case was actually opened on a Sunday, not Friday evening, since there need to be 48 hours without a reply to open one, which makes it even more confusing to me that Etsy literally refunded the Monday within 5 to 10 minutes of opening the case. Normally in my videos, I give you a list of actionable steps so that you can overcome the challenges that Etsy throws our way. But even with the action steps that I'm able to provide, it seems like not even Etsy knows what the heck is going on with this program. As one of my students pointed out, your best course of action is to first thoroughly fill out or review your policies in accordance with Etsy's purchase protection program, because Etsy will check your policies every time a buyer opens a case. If you don't have clearly stated policies in place that cover issues with orders, Etsy will not issue a refund. They'll deduct the funds right from your account. And second, if you're selling to Europe or from Europe, you are legally required to accept returns within 14 days. As stated by EU law, a buyer can request a return for any reason, even if they simply change their mind. The 14-day period does not apply to any perishable items like flowers or food, an item that was personalized or custom made for the buyer, or software items if the seal has been broken on the packaging. So be sure to specifically state 14 days in your return policies, because EU law states that if a seller fails to outline their return policy, they actually have to provide a longer period to the buyer. And keep in mind, all of the EU stuff isn't Etsy. These are EU laws that any online business has to abide by. Though from what I understand, it sounds like you're safe if selling custom items. I'm no expert on EU law though, so I'll leave links down below if that's something that you want to review yourself. So before the holidays roll around, be sure to review your policies and make changes if necessary. Now, giving Etsy the benefit of the doubt for a second, when they make changes like these, it usually takes them a few months to work out the kinks. So, though this program seems pretty poorly executed, I'm hoping that with enough feedback from sellers, we can work towards seeing improvements. With this said, be sure to message Etsy with your concerns. Be polite, be short, but outline how this program is not optimal for sellers. And if you have a specific experience to provide, be sure to include that as well. I know it doesn't seem like it, but Etsy does listen. Otherwise, we'd still have ODR and strict guidelines on the Star Seller program. As sellers of the program, we need to use our voices to bring concerns to Etsy's attention so that they can work to better our marketplace, especially with the busy holiday season right around the corner. And speaking of the holidays, I've had a ton of subscribers ask me for tips for better social media marketing in order to game up for the shopping rush, which we expect to begin next month. To help you prepare, I created a free 30-day Instagram challenge kit for you, which includes a guided content calendar that you can fill out for your own business, marketing ideas for posts, stories, and reels, and a post planner to help you stay organized as you dive into the challenge. You can grab the 30-day Instagram challenge kit down below. Overall, Etsy is trying to better their marketplace, and as sellers, it's important that we assist in sharing our voices to help guide these changes. Let me know what you think about the program in the comments below, and please don't hesitate to share your personal stories. I feel like you guys would get mad if I neglected to put this at the end of this video, so cue the funky lo-fi beat.